Hi, my name is Jojo and I live in a tent on an island in Sweden. But I'm not the only one who's living here. It was a couple of days ago that I walked up the little hill there on the rocks and suddenly something flew into the bushes. No, not flying like to fly with wings, but fliehen in German. Is it fly? Weird. Anyway, something disappeared into the bushes. That's the word. Yes. Some hours later, again I almost stepped on it, but it disappeared. But then I saw it. It was a snake. But of course it's difficult to film animals because when you go there, they don't just come to you, they fly. I have to look this up. Fly, you fools. Anyway, a couple of days later, here, at this tip here of the island, I almost stepped on a snake. But then I saw that the snake disappeared under a rock where there were no other means of escaping, so I thought it's still there under the rock. So I took out my GoPro camera, put it there, kept it on for some hours, and behold, it came. So I think this was really cool to be able to film a snake from the camera there. And apparently the camera didn't mind the snake, no. And apparently the snake didn't mind the camera. Again, a couple of days later, I walked here to the front. And again, I saw a snake. Took the other camera and filmed it. But then it somehow sensed my presence. And so it disappeared in the water. So by then I knew that the snake was living somewhere here, and it's also a nice place because you have sun the whole day, rocks where they can lay on top and hide under rocks. So from then on I regularly visited this place in order to find it again, the snake. And I did. I was able to get really close to the snake, and I figured out the best thing is to move really slowly. I just had no time to set up a tripod, that's why all the footage is a bit shaky. And then when I was sitting there, maybe 1 meter away from the snake, filming it, suddenly a second snake appeared. Those snakes are grass snakes, or the Latin name Natrix natrix. In German it's Ringelnatter, and it's the most common snake here in Sweden. And if you're wondering why one of these snakes has blue eyes, it's because it's about to shed its skin. Because when snakes grow, the skin apparently doesn't grow, so they get rid of the skin all at once. So my thinking was, when the snake already has blue eyes, that maybe some days later it will shed its skin. And so some days later I came here, and look what I found. It's almost in one piece, and I think snakes, to lose their skin, they purposely crawl through branches so that the skin gets stuck somewhere, and then it kind of peels off, I guess. Yeah, so those are my neighbors. It was the only time that I've seen those two snakes here. However, some days later, again, I was hiking over there at a different lake, a smaller lake that's a little bit higher above this lake. It was a sunny afternoon, and I was taking some pictures, and suddenly I saw, again, two snakes lying there in the sun. Didn't care for anything. And that's one thing I really like about living here and to have the freedom to be able to sit there half a meter next to the snakes and film them for an hour, 2 hours. Really nice and peaceful. Yeah. But these are not the only animal encounters I had here on the island. The other day when I was going back with the canoe, suddenly I saw some splashing in the water, and I only had my phone camera with me. So I paddled there and I saw there was a fish kind of on its back swimming around. It's really weird. So when I came to it, and it was swimming in circles, when I came to it, filming with the phone, suddenly it must have seen me, or I don't know, but it jumped against the canoe and disappeared. The other day, it was quite windy, and I saw out in the lake there something in the water, and from the distance it looked like a snake maybe in the water, but it was going in circles and it was a bit strange. So then in the evening, when the wind was a bit less, I took the canoe, and then again I still saw it, so I slowly went closer, but then I saw it wasn't a snake. So I got it out of the water, got it back. And it was a butterfly. And the first time I saw it was in the afternoon, it was a couple of hours. So this butterfly spent a couple of hours there in the water fighting to survive, pretty much alive when I met it, so, and put it on one of the ropes on the tent. But I realized that it couldn't open its wings because of the water in between. And I also saw one of the wings was a bit broken, so I thought, might not be the best future for this butterfly. And then the next morning when I got out of the tent, it was still there. But then somehow it woke up, I don't know, it fell down from the string to the ground, but then opened its wings and flew away. Maybe it will be eaten by a snake, I don't know. Yeah. Were there any other animals? Oh yeah, one more. Again, I was going with the canoe to the mainland, and I saw a deer disappear, and also a little deer, whatever it's called in English. And I also only had a phone camera at hand, so there is some shaky footage of it, but I'm not sure if the deer gave birth here on the island, because maybe it came in the winter over the ice. Has it been on the island the whole time, and I just didn't see it, or it managed to hide? Yeah, but I guess that's all the animals for now. If I meet other animals, I will do my best to film it, but filming animals is not easy. So let's see. Maybe some more will come in the future. Thanks for watching. See you next week. I will now go look if there are some other snakes.